Hello again, book besties. We have another one. Fire and Ice by Robyn. First of all, can we take a fucking second for this cover? Just frothing at the mouth. I've done fucked it, boys. This is the second one in a series. Will I be going back and reading the first one? Probably. I don't know if I'm going to record it though. I know I said for another one that I would just do videos for both in a series, but like, if anybody's taken a look at my Instagram, my month of May is packed. So, gulp. Okay. So I'm not too sure if this is a dedication, but I fucking love it anyway. Connor Story once said, "I forgive because I forget, but this book is for those who choose grudges over grace and pettiness over peace." And I fucking love that. I mean, she does come with a playlist. So, I don't know if I'm going to listen to any of them, but we'll see. And there is an author's note. Fire and Ice is written in a light and humorous style, but does include explicit language and references to the death of a parent, past and off page. It's a slow burn, open door romance that portrays sexual content and is meant for readers 18 and over. Don't take it up with me. I'm following the rules. And if you couldn't guess by the title, this is an NHL, it's a hockey romance. And she says that the focus of this work is on the fictional characters and events within the NHL world, and deviations from the current schedule are intentional for storytelling purposes. So she's covering her bases. She said this is an act of pure fiction. Okay. But into our details. I had to hunt for some of these. Okay. We have 34 chapters and an epilogue. From what I can tell, this is dual POV. It's got about 382-ish pages, give or take. And it comes out April 23rd, 2026. Yeah, for once, I am not on the cusp or after release date. Shocker. Don't expect that streak to stay. But yeah. I'm gonna have fun with this one, I can tell. I don't know why I can tell, but I can tell. Well, actually, the first line. Again, a hockey romance. First line. The list of things I'm allergic to is longer than a drugstore receipt. God damn it. Hi. Nobody asks me about anything right now. Okay? Okay. I'm this far away from my phone because I'm trying out new angles. Because I really don't want to sit on the floor with my phone like 2 feet from my face for the rest of this. So, anyway, I expected to record more segments of this video before I finished it, because I did finish it. And let me tell you what, I devoured this book actually, if my reading suggestions are anything to go by. Lord have mercy. Um, okay. I have a lot of thoughts and I have a lot of feelings. So let's get through them. Um, Carly, I fucking love your writing. Looked at this book for almost, I think, 3 hours today. I could not stop laughing for at least an hour and a half of it. I that came out of nowhere. First of all, you're brilliant for giving me this conversation. His cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs ex is here, and you offered him up to be trotted around like some spring chicken at the market. And then Cameron claps back with, seriously? You couldn't have said like prize ox or something? And I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't think it was that. He is so offended that he got called a spring chicken. And then we get to Kennedy's POV, and it's okay, maybe I wouldn't kill him, but a swift kick to the nuts would satisfy me. Like, girl, please. Like, yes, let's take this man down a peg for being as gorgeous as he is. And then you made him a goalie. And I don't know what it is about hockey romances and me in particular, but especially goalie romances and me. This is the second one that I read this year. I am eating them up, babe. I'm eating them up. Because nobody, and I think I saw Lexi say this, who is also a hockey romance author. But she was like, touch her and die? No. I want him to love me like the team loves the goalie. Nobody fucks with the goalie, or the gloves are coming off. And I think somewhere in that, like, that resonated with me a little bit. I don't know. Anyway. So then, that, like, you made him a goalie. I'm fucking sad. Nikita, we love him. Cameron, we love him. I don't. Hello. And for being only 4% into this book at that point, I've always been a do it for the plot kind of girl. I love my do it for the plot girlies. Cause y'all be some spontaneous ass bitches. And I love that. I'm gonna let y'all do that though. If a grown man came up to me and was like, so sir, first of all, that'd be unrealistic as hell. Mainly because I would never be at a gala where somebody would come up to me and be like, hey, do you want to enter yourself into this raffle to win a date with me? But if I were, I'd probably look this man dead in his face and go, well, who's coughing up that money? Because I know it ain't me. And I think I missed that. Because she was like, I would not have any kind of money to do this. I think I missed where Cameron proposed that he would do that. I was confused for a hot second. I was like, what are we doing? Anywho's it's you gave me another brilliant quote. My whole screenshots right now are just fire and ice quotes. Nobody talk to me. You gave Cameron, you didn't give him, but you had him have celiac. And that, having that as being such a big part of this book, yes, because that is a big part of people's lives. But like having, I don't know what just happened there. Having Kennedy be so accommodating from the jump hits something. Mainly because I do know people who do have celiac, and Cameron reacts kind of just the same way that they do. Everybody kind of treats them like, hey, you can't eat. Sorry, bro. Which is inconvenient, to say the least. Because just because my body can process something that yours can't, that does not mean you are less deserving to eat. So, I think having that discussion is such a big part of this. And I love that we had that discussion. And I love that it was a big part of the book, too. And even though Kennedy is like blunt in a lot of ways, and the book's words, not mine, can never shut up. She immediately, hey, he has this. Can we get? And they got the ball rolling. She stood up for him, and I love that. And the next thing I wrote down, oh yay, more fake dating. Because I don't know what it is, but fake dating apparently has found me. But Carly, you did it differently that I've seen. In my Lost in You video, I distinctly remember actually saying that fake dating usually starts when one party already has some type of feelings for the other. Right? This one, it didn't necessarily start off like that. And I'm not opposed to fake dating. Do not get me wrong. It apparently can always finds me. However, Carly did this in a way that I think is really neat, because it didn't start out with either of them having feelings for the other. There was attraction, yes, but not feelings. I want to say it with me again. There was attraction, there was not feelings. Okay? And I think that, like, it turned into such a natural progression. And you didn't give me a third act breakup. Unheard of, actually. We didn't get the, oh, our business has concluded. You are no longer in my life. Bye-bye. Oh, no, actually, I want you in my life. Come back. You didn't give me that, and I thank you for that, actually. Because I think I would have thrown my Kindle at the wall. No, it legitimately did start out just as a, hey, I'm helping you, you're helping me. Fuck it, we ball. And then you gave me a happily ever after. Go figure. And what's funny to me is the fakeness did not necessarily last long. Actually, because like a few pages later, we get this quote. Um, why am I acting like a fucking middle schooler about to see his first pair of tits? I don't know, Cameron. Why are you? I don't know, sir. Um, and I have tying back to the it makes me giggle. I have so many quotes in here that made me giggle just straight up. I may include those in a minute. I have no idea yet. Um, and I'm just gonna put this next quote up on screen. I'm gonna let y'all read it. Yes, that is a scientific fact, Cameron. But the way that you just. I also would have been like, what? Excuse me? Huh? Eh? Nope. Cameron Davies, the man that you are. I know that's a scientific fact. Every time I read it, though, I'm like, it's it's bizarre, but it works. What the hell? Sorry. Um, and then his pants saw some action. You and Kate, you and Kate both delivered on the goalie romance and also his pants seeing some action. And I love that for all parties involved, actually. Um, and I love it specifically because Kennedy was like, he made a noise that sounded like he came instead of me. No, baby, you both came. You both got there. We love to see it. Um, Carly, thank you for not giving me any fucking miscommunication in this book. Thank you for that. As somebody who is an overthinker and thank you. Miscommunication is one of those tropes that it has to be done a very specific way, or I'm throat punching somebody. But Miss Carly, you did not give me miscommunication, and I love that. There were so many times in this book, actually, that she could have given it to us, and she didn't. She made him look in her like eyes locked, reasons delivered, a clear communication. I love that so much. Thank you. My my next favorite thing, um, um, Kennedy walk him like a dog, Kaplan. Put that man on a leash. Yes, ma'am. Oh my god. Shh. The adults are talking. Because you got me so fucked up. I love that. Yes, ma'am. Because I don't know necessarily, I believe I did talk about the content warnings. Um, but they were talking about something really heavy. And she she was like, hey, I know you wanted to be alone, but I figured that way we could be alone together. Because at one point that they were talking about how like isolating their careers can be sometimes. And that moment hit a little bit different. I know you wanted to be alone, but I figured we could be alone together. She gives him so much grace and gives him so much room to just be. A complete opposite, actually, to the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs X. Listen, this is a page that promotes women's rights and women's wrongs, but that is not a wrong that I will promote. Gigi, I'm looking at you, ma'am. The amount of insane rage I feel at a fictional character that is not a man is truly something for the pages. Karmatic justice, actually, at the end there, both in how they handled her and what just naturally happened. Karmatic justice, because not only have you got me so fucked up that you try to appear sweet to everybody, but you're a demon in disguise. Listen, I am not above calling a woman a bitch. Most likely, I'm going to be calling one lovingly. In this term, it is very much derogatory, and I will not stand for it. You got me so fucked up. So fucked up. Okay. I've given my thoughts on the book as it pertains to the actual pages. Now here comes the review. I kind of grappled with the star rating for a little while. I genuinely loved everything about this book. There's not one thing I would have changed. So, given that, I'm going to give my second 5-star rating of the year. Applause, everybody. Because you gave me a man who is not emotionally stunted, but he's scarred. You gave me a man who will relearn what love actually was. And you gave me a woman who needed somebody to tell her that validation is within yourself. You landed all of those notes perfectly within these pages. There's that one moment I looked at the book and went, what are we doing? Gigi could take a long walk off a shore pier. His teammates I loved. There is not one person in this book I feel like was just there to be there. Yes, it's a love story that we've seen before. Yes, some elements are kind of overdone. But the way that Carly has done it, like I said, I was giggling for a good portion of this. The writing was really well done. Everything flowed together. There was no third act breakup again. I have to mention it again because that's truly, I have not seen that in a fake dating before. There, and I keep rambling. There's just nothing for me to hate on. Not that I would like actively post something that I hate. But I don't have a gripe. I don't have a comment. I don't have I don't have any notes. So I stand by that 5-star decision. I have already started recommending it to friends. I'm like, you need a 10 out of 10 hockey romance? That one. Will I be going back and reading the first one? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will I be making a video on it? Most likely not, given how full May is. Because there are series that I'm apparently in the middle of that I absolutely do have to read the beginnings of to understand. Oopsies. So that is the end of this video. I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to go do something. I'll see you in the next one.